Welcome to LFC Transfer Hub. Arne sent Xabi Alonso message as unthinkable Liverpool situation addressed. Second news is Jurgen Klopp's telling response over return to management. Good time. Third news is Iliman Ndiaye involved in AFCON chaos as Sadio Mane takes action when players hauled off. Arne has been told he should not feel under increased pressure as Liverpool head coach given the availability of Xabi Alonso. Alonso departed his position as Real Madrid boss by mutual consent following the Spanish Super Cup lost to bitter rivals Barcelona last week barely 7 months after being appointed. Slot won the Premier League title during his debut campaign in charge at Anfield after taking on the difficult task of replacing longtime Reds boss Jurgen Klopp. This season, though, the Dutchman has seen his position heavily scrutinised with the champions down in 4th place, although they retain a strong interest in both the Champions League and FA Cup. And former Liverpool striker Neil Mellor has dismissed suggestions Slot should be concerned at the prospect of Alonso potentially replacing him in the near future. No, surely not, said Mellor. Alonso, had great success at Leverkusen. But Real Madrid is Real Madrid, isn't it? It's not worked out at Real Madrid. Do you know what? The way that Real Madrid go, he might go back there in a few years anyway because that's how it sometimes works. I don't think he's tarnished his record as a manager and he'll be back stronger. But honestly, Arne Slot won the league in his first season, which was beyond expectations. And all of a sudden, we've had a transitional season, a lot of change at the football club. I think it'd be very unfair to be piling pressure on him to lose his job at this stage. Yes, there'll always be pressure because he's Liverpool manager and Liverpool have to succeed. And ultimately top 4 is seen as probably okay this season and hopefully a trophy, whether it's FA Cup, Champions League. But no, he's not under pressure with Xabi Alonso losing his job. However, Mellor added, if Liverpool weren't to get in the Champions League next season, it would be a massive disappointment. It's unthinkable that Liverpool will miss out at this moment in time. If that happens, that's when it's a different conversation. Speaking to OLBG, Mellor also believes Slot is not being given enough credit by some for transforming the squad he inherited from Jurgen Klopp into Premier League winners. I don't like it when I've heard people say Arne Slot won it with Jurgen's team, he said. I completely disagree with that. Arne Slot inherited an incredible squad of players without a doubt, but he still had to manage those players. He still had to manage them and guide them and tactically set them up to win the Premier League. He put Ryan Gravenberch in a 6. Jurgen Klopp never did that. He put Luis Diaz down the middle as a 9. Jurgen didn't do that. He had to manage the Trent, Alexander-Arnold, Virgil van Dijk and Mohamed Salah contract situation and prove to them that he was good enough as a coach and a manager for them to stay at Liverpool. Because if he wasn't, they don't stay. And it unsettles Liverpool's season. So Liverpool won the league with all that going on in the background. Liverpool always had to move on and to move on so quickly and win something so quickly with Slot was brilliant. But can that happen every season? I don't think it can. Second news is Jurgen Klopp's telling response over return to management. Good time. Former Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp has previously hinted that he will not be returning to football management anytime soon, amid speculation linking him to the Real Madrid job. The Spanish Giants are on the lookout for a permanent manager following the exit of Xabi Alonso last week. Another former Liverpool man, Alvaro Arbeloa, has taken caretaker charge of the club. He endured a torrid time in his first game in charge, losing against second division side Albacete in the round of 16 stage of the Copa del Rey. The team did, however, bounce back with a win over Levante in La Liga on Saturday afternoon. A Kylian Mbappé penalty and a Raúl Asensio goal in the second half gave them a 2-0 win. Klopp has reportedly been identified as a target for Real Madrid in their search for a new manager. It is also added that the German would give the job serious consideration should the opportunity emerge. The former Liverpool boss is currently head of football with the Red Bull Group, a position he has held for just over a year. It hasn't stopped links to managerial positions. In an interview with The Athletic back in September, he sent a hint over a potential return to management. But in a new interview with the same media outlet, when asked about the speculation, he laughed, showing part amusement and part exasperation. I know I can coach a football team, but that doesn't mean I have to do it until my last day, he said. I wanted to do something different. Red Bull gave me an opportunity to find a role which we have been defining together, step by step. I'm in a place as a person where I'm completely at peace with where I am. I don't want to be somewhere else. I've got to know a lot of people who I didn't know before. I've been to a lot of business meetings and learned words that I never knew before. It's been a good time. 1 year in, 5 years of experience gained. Amid some of Liverpool's struggles in the defence of their Premier League title this season, there have been some suggestions of a potential return to Anfield as a replacement for current boss Arne Slot. Klopp spent almost 10 years at the club, leading them to a Premier League and Champions League title. He also won 1 FA Cup and 2 League Cups. Third news is Iliman Ndiaye involved in AFCON chaos as Sadio Mane takes action when players hauled off. the 2026 Africa Cup of Nations final descended into chaos when Senegal's players dramatically walked off the pitch in protest, after hosts Morocco were given a contentious stoppage time penalty. Brahim Diaz of Morocco was deemed to have been fouled by West Ham's El Hadji Malik Diouf, leading referee Jean-Jacques Ndala to consult VAR and award a penalty. Senegal, with Everton's Idrissa Gueye in midfield and Iliman Ndiaye, who started before being taken off, were already incensed after having a potential winning goal disallowed, with the score at 0-0 going into 8 minutes of added time. Abdoulaye Seck was judged to have fouled Achraf Hakimi, much to the hosts' relief. Then the real spectacle unfolded. All of Senegal's players bar former Liverpool winger Sadio Mane retreated into the tunnel on the orders of their manager, Pape Thiaw. Embarrassed by the situation and disagreeing with Thiaw, Mane dashed into the dressing room and successfully persuaded his teammates to return to the pitch. After a delay of 17 minutes, the penalty was finally taken by Diaz, only for him to miss in a humiliating manner. The Real Madrid star attempted a Panenka, but ex-Chelsea goalkeeper Edouard Mendy easily saved it. A tearful Diaz, aged 26, looked on as Ndala blew his whistle for extra time. Senegal capitalized on their reprieve, with Mane's back heel finding Everton star Gueye, whose pass set up Pape Gueye for a fantastic run. The Villarreal midfielder unleashed an unstoppable shot, beating Yassine Bounou to make it 1-0. This marked the first goal Morocco had conceded from open play in the tournament. Everton transfer target Youssef En-Nesyri came close to equalizing the first half of extra time, but his header went agonizingly wide. Senegal had a chance to seal the victory through Cherif Ndiaye. The Samsunspor forward saw his initial attempt saved, before Bounou got a touch on the rebound too, as the ball somehow went wide from close range. But Morocco couldn't find an equalizer, and the most controversial of finals came to an end after 3 dramatic hours. As the rain poured in Rabat, Senegal won their second AFCON title. Thank you for watching this video, and like, comment, and share.